Hey, this is Jensen. Today's story time is going to be the time my friend broke into a house. And this story is actually really recent. It's really recent. So, this story took place last night, or when this video uploads 2 nights ago. So, pretty much me and a few friends were skating through our neighborhood. And the military base, near where we live, had a old, school, elementary and middle school, and we were trying to find it. So we looked up directions to the school because it's an abandoned school, or at least we thought. So we looked up the directions. It was probably about a 40 minute skating. So now we go down. We turn left into where the school is supposed to be, and there's just a huge dig out of a building, and it ended up being a building that I went in a few years ago that they just tore down. So we didn't get to do that. So we decided to kind of explore the other areas near there. So we skated past this place that looked to be like a farm, like an old farm, like from probably the 50s, 60s, that time period. We went we turned left, or we turned right into the farm area, and we just saw fields. We saw a couple agriculture buildings, and we heard some dogs barking, and I saw a couple cats go by. So I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't think that this place, people still lived in this place or anything. I thought it was just an agriculture site. So we walked to the right of this area. We saw a few old houses. Now, these houses were built anywhere from the 1930s to 1950s, and I know a lot of towns or neighborhoods you guys probably live in maybe were built around this time, but the streets were untouched, like they were never changed. The street signs were still the original ones. They're all wobbly from the wind. The color is all off. So, yeah, it looked like it could be abandoned, but we did see some cars, one of which didn't work because the tires weren't even on it and it was all rusty. The other ones looked like they could work. So, once me and my friends kind of realized that this probably was a residence, we started to walk back to where we came in through. But one friend continued going down the way because he's just fearless. I'm going to call this guy Andrew. So my friend Andrew isn't his real name. My friend Andrew kept walking down. We went back. So we went back. Again, we split up. Now, again, this town could have been abandoned. There could have still been people living there, but it looked like in between. So we walked to the right of where from the beginning where we saw the agricultural buildings. We walked to the right, saw two houses. This is when we realized this neighborhood was for sure still in use. However, the other friend didn't know this because we didn't have anything to prove that this was still lived in. But we went to the house and we saw two big dogs. The fence was broken down. They didn't have leashes. They were barking. They were pretty big. So we're like, let's just walk back. Obviously, the houses weren't abandoned. This place was cool. And you know what it kind of reminded me of? It reminded me of Nuketown. Should have put some Nuketown gameplay in here. Maybe I will. I don't know. So it literally looked like Nuketown. And we waited on the sidewalk near the entrance of the agriculture site. And it was near this old road that only went 200 feet, and then there was a fence. Yeah, we sat there for around 5 minutes, calling our friend that didn't go in there, calling Andrew. And he didn't answer for a while. A few minutes later, he FaceTimes me, and he's like, "Bro, I just broke into this old house. I went through the window. The window was open." And he's showing me the house. He had to flip his camera around a weird way because his front camera was broken. And he goes to the kitchen, opens the refrigerator, and there's perfectly good food in there. Now, first, when he was walking in there, the furniture looks old, but either way, could be abandoned, could not. But this was a clear sign. This house, people were still living in this house. So I'm like, you should get out of there. He went to the backyard of the house, and there was another huge dog. I guess this neighborhood loves big dogs, probably to protect their property because it's easy to break into the houses. And he proceeded out of the house, but he kept exploring the area for around 10 minutes while we were going separate ways. And while we went separate ways, me and my other friends, we decided to walk down this old road that I was talking about earlier. It ended about after 200 feet. We were skating and we kind of ducked, went under the little fence or whatever. So we went through there and we ended up walking through kind of fields and just nothing. We ended up near a main sidewalk, kind of near a shopping center. Now, I was just thinking to myself, even though my friend is under 18, he could have gotten imprisonment, probation, community service, or a fine from breaking into someone's house. Luckily, the people weren't home, the police weren't called, so nothing happened, but everyone else was pretty relieved we didn't go with our dumbass friend. So he called me a dumb bitch for not following him, and I'm like, it's a felony. It's a felony. How are we the stupid people when you went in some people's house? It's not even abandoned. Yeah, that's his logic. But after nothing happened to my friend, he escaped. He was probably home late, so that's a bad thing. I don't know. So, but after me and my other friends, we ate at the shopping center near there. We just had some food, skated home. That's it for this story. I went back, and a few other people went back the next morning. So I might do a part 2 on this, depending how good this video does, and if I really feel like it's interesting enough. So maybe a part 2. Don't know if it'll be the next video. So thanks for watching this video. Never do this. Just never do it. Like, I swear, if you're going into an abandoned house, sure, like, the police might have a talk with you, but if you're going into someone's property, you can go to jail. Especially if you're over 18. You can literally go to prison for that. So don't do that. But thanks for watching, and peace.